Gucci walk in the damn studio, bro, with his people, to Draco's. The fucking footage is gonna show Pooh Shiesty had one on him, Big 30 had one on him. Only person who really gonna escape from this is the Pops. The Pops did not want none of this to go on. Nigga like this, bro. Gucci look at the dad like, the Pops just head down. You can't tell your son nothing right now. Your son the number one right now. You gonna sign this. Sign the damn papers. And we need that. Wedding ring. Watch. Come about that.
According to the Department of Justice, Pooh Shiesty and others are accused of orchestrating an incident in a recording studio involving Gucci Mane, described as part of a calculated scheme. Prosecutors allege Pooh Shiesty's father helped coordinate the operation and that a Memphis crew traveled to Dallas for the plan. After the incident, the group allegedly posted photos of stolen Rolex watches on Instagram. The DOJ frames the case as a meticulously planned setup rather than speculation. To understand the alleged motive, the account examines events prosecutors say led to the betrayal, noting Gucci Mane, Roderick Davis, as a central figure in hip-hop. Gucci Mane is described as a foundational figure in trap music, credited with launching numerous careers and rebuilding 1017 records after prison. Around 2020, he began signing new talent to 1017 through a partnership with Atlantic Records. He identified LaShawn Williams Jr., Pooh Shiesty, a Memphis rapper with growing online buzz, and signed him to 1017. Pooh Shiesty quickly rose to prominence. Within 6 months, he had a top 15 Billboard Hot 100 hit with Back in Blood, featuring Lil Durk, which peaked at number 13 in November 2020, and he was featured on Spotamgottam's Beatbox 2, which reached number 12. These two top 15 singles marked a remarkably successful debut year. In February 2021, Pooh Shiesty released his debut project, Shiesty Season, which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, a notable achievement for a 20-year-old from Memphis with little major label backing a year earlier. Gucci Mane did not release Shiesty from his contract. Pooh Shiesty also brought his cousin, Big Scar, Alexander Woods, into the label. Big Scar had survived a serious car accident at 16 and later was shot, requiring emergency surgery in 2020. Gucci Mane signed Big Scar after hearing his music, expanding Pooh Shiesty's circle under Gucci. This arrangement gave Gucci Mane substantial control over the artists, including contractual terms that later became contentious. During the height of Back in Blood's dominance, Pooh Shiesty's legal troubles emerged. In October 2020, he and 2 others reportedly traveled to a hotel in Bay Harbor Islands, Florida, under suspicion of buying marijuana and sneakers. Prosecutors allege they instead took the items by force. Surveillance reportedly captured the incident, including a lime green McLaren leaving the scene. Memorial Day weekend 2021 saw him accused of shooting a security guard at a Miami strip club. He faced a federal indictment in July 2021 for conspiracy and firearms charges, carrying the potential for a life sentence given his age and 2 top 15 records. In January 2022, he pled guilty to 1 count and was sentenced to 63 months in federal prison, entering at age 22, with his 1017 contract still active. The outcome illustrates that prison paused his career while Gucci Mane retained control over the masters and deal. While Pooh Shiesty served his sentence, a family tragedy affected the 1017 camp. On December 22, 2022, Pooh Shiesty's cousin Big Scar, whom he had brought to 1017, died of a drug overdose at his girlfriend's home in Memphis at age 22. Pooh Shiesty was in federal prison and could not attend the funeral. Reports from Memphis later drew public attention and concern about Gucci Mane's reputation. Big Scar's brother Cuz Ruthless posted on Instagram alleging Gucci Mane had promised funeral costs but blocked the family when they tried to confirm details. He also claimed Gucci Mane sought the return of a chain Gucci had given Big Scar. Alexandra, Big Scar's sister, said the chains would remain with the family. Gucci Mane's team disputed the funeral report, noting receipts showing $20,000 paid toward the funeral. The total was about $60,000. The discussion around the chain resonated in Memphis and within the prison population where Pooh Shiesty was held out on October 6, 2025. Pooh Shiesty was released from federal prison after more than 3 years and began a residential reentry program in Dallas under ankle monitoring and home detention. He could not travel or possess firearms, and any violation could extend his sentence. In December 2025, he released First Day Out, which debuted at number 22 on the Billboard Hot 100. Despite chart success, his 2017 contract remained in effect, and the DOJ alleged motivation suggests he sought to exit the deal, citing years in prison, the constraints of the contract, and concerns about remaining under Gucci Mane's control. According to the Department of Justice, this wasn't just about Pooh Shiesty, it was a full-scale operation. Allegedly, his father, Lontrell Williams Sr., the founder of Memphis Mob Ties Records, was involved from the very beginning. Prosecutors claim he helped coordinate the entire plan, including renting the vehicle used by the group. Cell phone records and surveillance footage reveal multiple defendants traveling from Memphis to Dallas in the days leading up to January 10th. This was not a spontaneous trip. It was organized, with coordinated travel and a crew assembled for a single purpose. Among them was Big 30, born Rodney Wright Jr., Pooh Shiesty's childhood friend. Despite being signed to Moneybagg Yo's label, with no personal issues or disputes involving Gucci Mane, he allegedly joined purely out of loyalty to his friend. With the father orchestrating logistics, Memphis crew members making the journey, Big 30 ready to participate, and Pooh Shiesty on home detention and ankle monitoring, prohibited from leaving or possessing weapons, the stage was set. On January 10, 2026, in Dallas, Texas, Gucci Mane and 2 music industry professionals traveled for what they believed was a legitimate contract meeting with Pooh Shiesty. Gucci Mane arrived with off-duty police officers as security, conducting business professionally. But according to the DOJ, what followed was anything but routine. Pooh Shiesty and 8 co-conspirators allegedly executed what prosecutors describe as a meticulously planned takeover. An armed takeover, that's the phrase federal prosecutors use. According to the government, Pooh Shiesty allegedly pulled out an AK-style pistol, pointed it at one of the victims, and forced them to sign a recording contract at gunpoint. The goal, prosecutors say, was simple: secure control and freedom, allegedly using a Draco instead of legal channels. While Pooh handled the contract, the rest of the crew reportedly moved on the others, weapons drawn. Rolex watches were ripped from wrists, jewelry was stolen, and cash was taken, and one victim, according to the DOJ, was choked nearly unconscious, suffering documented injuries to the wrist and neck. Big 30 allegedly stayed by the door the entire time, physically blocking anyone from escaping or calling for help, making him, under federal law, equally responsible for everything that happened inside. Even the off-duty police officers brought in for security witnessed it all. Trained law enforcement seeing the events firsthand transformed what could have been mere claims into compelling federal testimony. And the evidence didn't stop there. Pooh Shiesty's ankle monitor, meant to enforce his home confinement, placed him at the scene, recording his presence and confirming a direct violation. The very device designed to keep him in check became one of the strongest pieces of evidence against him. And it didn't stop there. Cell phone records and license plate readers tracked the crew from Memphis to Dallas. Rental car records showed Williams Sr. booked the vehicle, while surveillance captured activity at the studio, a nearby office supply store, and the hotel where several suspects stayed. Investigators also recovered fingerprints from the scene matching 2 defendants. What stunned people most: within hours, multiple suspects allegedly flaunted the evidence online. DeMarcus Glover posted photos wearing stolen jewelry. Terrence Rogers shared a video of a Rolex believed taken from the victims. Before the day ended, the proof was already public. Several even took a Greyhound back to Memphis the next day. Tickets and timestamps now federal evidence. Every detail, investigators say, lines up perfectly. Then came April 1, 2026. The FBI and DOJ launched raids across 3 cities. In Memphis, agents arrested Lontrell Williams Sr., the alleged mastermind, at his Cordova home. Pooh Shiesty was taken into custody in Dallas, the very city his ankle monitor had tracked him for months. Big 30 and 6 others were arrested across Dallas, Memphis, and Nashville. 8 of 9 suspects were in custody that day, with Terrence Rogers still at large. The charges are severe: kidnapping, armed robbery, and conspiracy. Each faces the possibility of life in prison. Pooh Shiesty, just 26, narrowly avoided this fate once before in a firearms case, but now, only months after his release, he's staring it down again. At the press conference, U.S. Attorney Ryan Raybould left no doubt. The federal government is taking this case as seriously as possible.